Oh, Rings of Power, how you've done it again. You've surprised me. Now, I know I'm a little late to the party, but the orc baby, I've got to talk about that. I've got to talk about this orc baby. We all know the lore behind the Lord of the Rings. Apparently, the show does not. Problem with orc babies is that they are rewriting what is wholly evil as something that is wholly pure and good. A child, an infant, a baby. Now, Adar being the father figure to these orcs, I could kind of get behind. I mean, that wasn't exactly the lore, but I could understand it. But now that there's these orcs that are being fathers themselves, it completely disrupts what Tolkien wrote as what the orc was. And again, I know we all know the lore behind it, but it's something I want to talk about. The orc is one of the many things that Morgoth took and twisted into his own image, to rule and reign with his dark and evil forces over the land of Middle-earth. Babies and children, like I said before, represent everything that is good and pure, and there's nothing sweeter than holding a newborn baby, right? And as a family man, as a father of 3 orc babies myself, I can understand this. Problem that I see with like changing the script with this, with changing what orcs represent and who they are as just another race, which most other fantasy genres kind of do that to them, but not in Tolkien's universe. It disrupts everything. And I don't think that media is going to stop there. I think they're going to continue to kind of rewrite all of our favorite fantasy, our favorite fandoms. They're taking our beloved stories and rewriting them, and sometimes not even just like using the name and like doing whatever the heck they want with them. And they're barely even scratching the surface of what the story represents. And the reason that I'm making this video is I think we need to be more aware than ever about what we're watching, what we're listening to, what we're consuming. Because just because it says Lord of the Rings on it, I'm prone. I mean, you know me, I'm a huge fan. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna, put my money where my mouth is and watch whatever they put out. And seeing the orc babies, I'm like, whoa, hang on a minute. This isn't Lord of the Rings. This isn't Tolkien. What am I watching here? And I feel like that's going on throughout all of the different fandoms, all of the different fantasy realms. I think we all need to be very careful of what we watch and don't let it just have a free pass just because it's our favorite fandom. Like, look and see exactly what kind of content it's going to be, even though it's Marvel, even though it's Star Wars, even though it's Lord of the Rings. Like, hold on a minute. Just because it says that doesn't mean it's true anymore. You know what I mean? Now that we have orc babies, should we just allow the orc, the thing that is supposed to represent pure evil, no redeeming factor or quality about it, to coexist in the rest of our world, or to see evil not as evil anymore? That's the way I see it. They're saying like, hey, what was once evil is not evil anymore. I can't see it any other way than that. It's just another way that media, I think, is blurring the lines of good and evil, hero, anti-hero, hero, villain. And I don't think they're going to slow down anytime soon. So this is kind of a wake-up call for, I think, all of us. Tolkien said it best himself. No, they eat and drink, Sam. The shadow that bred them can only mock. It cannot make. Not real new things of its own. I don't think it gave life to the orcs. It only ruined them and twisted them. And that quote, I think, is perfect for what is happening in media today. They cannot make anything new. They cannot tell any new stories. They're just borrowing what was old and repurposing and shifting and twisting and putting their own agenda into it and shoving it in our face and saying, here, see, it's Lord of the Rings. You'll like it. We don't like it. And I think everyone can get behind that. Symbolism in stories is significant because it affects the way we interact with the world around us and ultimately the author of life itself. So what's next? Do Balrogs have feelings too?